Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiana and I'm currently documenting our foster to adopt journey. If that's something you're interested in, please keep watching. All right, guys, we are just gonna dive right in. I know you have read the title and you know we have our very first placement. And do I have a story for you? We got the call on a Monday night. I was still at work. It had to have been like 6:30, going on 7. I think it was like 6:30. I get a call and from our FAD worker, and she's like, "Hey, so there's this little boy. He's at the hospital. He's only 6 days old. Basically, we don't know much about him, but do you want to take him?" I'm like, let me call my husband because, okay, daddy. Let me call my husband. Let me see what he says. I called him actually on three-way so that we could kind of ask as many questions as we could, even though she didn't have a lot of answers, which is typical with newborn placements. They don't really have a lot of information to give you in the beginning, but they have just enough. So they were able to let us know just like his age, that he's at the hospital, and that we'd come that night. So I was at work at 6:30. My husband was already at home. And we're just like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And she's like, great, they'll be there tonight. They're dropping him off. It's like, crap. So I was like instantly just in shock. We got off the phone and I'm talking to my boss and I'm sitting at work like, they're about to drop off a 6-day-old baby at my house. Like, what am I going to do? I don't have diapers. I was like, I don't have, like, they're just little things I knew I needed. I knew I needed diapers for sure. And that's kind of like where I was. So I was like, okay. So I sat there in shock for an hour, y'all. Like, she didn't tell me what time that night he was coming, but I sat there for a cool hour and was just like, I kept working. And then I was like talking to my boss, like, what do I do? And then I was like, okay, well, I got to get out of here. I don't know what time they're coming. So I run to Walmart, I get diapers, I pick up the most random stuff. Like I picked up some bottles, I picked up a lot of TV dinners because I was like, I'm not cooking, I guess. Like, I don't know if Derek wants to cook, but I'm probably not cooking. So I grabbed TV dinners and I'm rushing and I'm like panicking. Like, they're about to bring me a baby, y'all, tonight. Like, at any time. Tell me why. I am driving home and I call my husband just to see like where his headspace is at. Like, how are you doing? And he's like, oh, they're coming tomorrow. I'm like, well, what do you mean they're coming tomorrow? He's like, oh yeah, they called me and told me that he's not going to come tonight. He's going to come tomorrow. But they just don't know what time tomorrow. I was like, and you weren't going to tell me? He was like, well, yeah, I was going to tell you when you got home. So it started off rocky. Okay, let's just say it started off rocky because I was like, excuse me, you're going to wait until I got all the way home after I've been rushing and panicking and freaking out. They're not coming tonight. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that was actually a blessing in disguise because I came home and I cleaned. I cleaned as much as I could. I wiped everything down. And at least at that point, okay, now we have a full night's sleep coming in front of us. Like, we can clean the house. We can really like prepare since we know for sure that we're supposed to get little man the next day. So the next day comes, guys, and I didn't hear anything, okay? They didn't say nothing, didn't send a text, didn't call. I'm just waiting around like, okay, when's this guy coming? Like, when are they getting him out of the hospital? He comes, they call us at 2:45, like 2:43. I get a phone call like, hey, they tell us where they're driving from, and they're like, it should take us about an hour to get there. We'll be there in like an hour and a half. Mind you, it was like working traffic on a Tuesday. So I didn't expect them to get there in an hour and a half, but I figured 2.5 hours, like somewhere around there, they should be there. So I'm like back cleaning, making sure the house is ready. I'm mentally preparing for this little baby to be dropped off at my house. It's like, okay, this is going to happen. I get a call again, guys, at 7 o'clock. 7, not an hour and a half after 2:45, 7 o'clock, they call me and they're like, hey, yeah, no, we're just doing the little things. We had to hold up with legal, blah, blah, blah. We'll be there by 9. Okay, fine. We'll be there by 9. In the meantime, like, Derek and I have been holding off. Like, I didn't have a bassinet because I didn't realize that I would get a baby so small. I wasn't sure. Like, I didn't even wash anything newborn until the night he got here because I guess I was in denial. I don't know. I had only washed 3 to 6 months clothing. So he had no clothes really. My neighbors have been so freaking clutch bringing me things. Like all the clothes that he wears are literally from like one neighbor. She just brought me so much stuff. So he's got clothes. He is well freaking taken care of. That's for sure. But that night, like, or that day, we just waited, and then at 7 they're like, okay, we'll be there by 9. So Derek and I decided to leave the house because I needed a bassinet, and someone was selling one on Facebook Marketplace. And you guys, let me tell you how God works. So I am like Miss Bargain Shopper, always looking for the best deal. I found this bassinet, barely used Halo swivel bassinet for $40. So I was like, great deal, down the street, perfect. We get there to pick up this bassinet. Mind you, it's storming outside this night. Like, it was a dark and stormy night when little man came to us. It's storming. We get there to this girl's house. And my husband's at the door and they're just talking. I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, we on a time crunch. It's raining. So I get out of the car and I go to the door. And she's like, she said that she had been Facebook stalking me because I was coming to her house. So understood. I guess, and she saw that we had been going through IVF and that her sister had gone through IVF, and she just had a heart for people going through IVF. And oh my God, you guys, this girl almost made me cry. She gave us the bassinet. She told us we didn't have to pay for it. She wanted to give it to us. She was just the sweetest thing ever. Oh my goodness. I like wanted to cry. I was like already very emotional about everything. And then for her to gift us this bassinet, it was a lot. It was a lot that day. It was a day. But Brittany, if you're watching this, thank you so much. That was awesome. My heart is still just so warmed, like, over your kindness. Like, that was the sweetest thing ever. We didn't see that coming. Okay. It was a day, but that was super sweet. So we got the bassinet, and then we got food because we had been at home all day waiting. And it was crunch time. We're like, it's almost 9:00. Like, we got to get home. We get the food, we get home. These people did not show up to my house until 9:40. 9:40 with the tiniest little baby. He was like, so cute. He's like this. He was 5 pounds, 3.6 ounces, 3.5 ounces, 3.5 ounces. 5 pounds, 3.5 ounces. 3.6 ounces. So tiny. Just the tiniest little nugget. Sweet as pie, quiet. He's just so chill. Like, he self-soothes. Like, he's just really, really chill. The investigators that dropped him off, they were here for maybe an hour, maybe more, but mostly because we were like talking. I don't think it was because it takes that long to go through the paperwork, because I see a lot of videos where people come and they're like, oh, we signed paperwork for 10, 15 minutes and they left and that was it. Now, these girls, it felt like they were here for like a cool hour and a half, but we were also laughing and talking. So I think that's why they were here for so long. But we did the paperwork, and sure enough, they just left. Like, they left us with this little tiny baby in the middle of a storm. And you know how my husband is with storms. I tell you guys all the time, he gets like tornado anxiety. But yeah, that was our little night of our placement story. I mean, it goes on and on from there, like just trying to take care of this little nugget and all the things. But it's been really good. They left him with some like pre-made bottles from the hospital. They brought us some diapers, a couple outfits. So he didn't come with nothing. Very minimal stuff, but he didn't come with nothing. So that was very helpful, because I did only have a little bit of formula. So that was good that we had all those bottles. I didn't have to worry about anything. But yeah, little man is here. He is so precious. We call him PJ, just so you know. I can't show his face, obviously, and I can't tell you guys his story. This is all going to just be about like our journey with him. But I can show you like the back of his little head and his little body, you guys. Ah! He's so tiny. Look at my baby. Oh my gosh. And he's like new baby smell. I'm so happy. He's just the sweetest little thing. And we have our like morning talks and we hang out, and I don't know. I'm in love already, and it hasn't even been 2 weeks here. Like, he's 2 weeks old, like over 2 weeks old, but he hasn't been with us for 2 weeks, and I'm already obsessed. So this is going to be an interesting one, guys. Like, it's going to be interesting because I don't know how long he's going to be with us. But at this point, I don't even care. Like, I'm just soaking up all the love, all the snuggles. as much as I can. I'll do another video with like an update on how everything is going, because like I said, he's been with us for over a week. So I can tell you like how we're settling in and how everything's going, how Derek's doing, like how all the things I bought are working out, because I feel like we were fairly prepared for this. Mentally, maybe not, but like stuff wise, I've got shit everywhere. I feel like we were ready for this. So yeah, that's it. And hopefully I didn't talk too fast and I didn't say too much or too little. But yeah, back to your girl is tired. She's tired, but we are good. And I will update you guys on how life is with a newborn in a different video. But that was our placement story. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section and I will answer you guys as quickly as I can. And in a little bit, maybe I'll show you guys his little body, post some little cute little pictures. I know the rules, you have to cover their face, so you'll never see his face on here. But maybe on Instagram you'll see his little body because he's just so tiny and cute and I'm obsessed. But all right, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Thank you guys so much for all your support and all your prayers already. Just continue to pray for me. Lord, we are far from over with this whole journey, but hopefully we are going in the right direction and we're good. But I'm good, guys. So thank you. I love you and I'll talk to you soon.